Hello, everyone, and welcome to Everyday English with Johnny. I'm your host, Johnny, and I'm super excited to be here today to help you unlock the hidden side of English communication. Whether you're chatting with friends, in a meeting, or traveling, we've got tips that will make your conversations so much better.
And I'm Rose, your co-host. Oh, Johnny, today's topic is fascinating. The silent signals of English, or nonverbal communication. Have you ever felt like you're missing something in a conversation, even when you understand every word? Like the words are there, but something else is going on?
Absolutely, Rose. It's like there's a secret language happening without any words. Nonverbal cues like body language, facial expressions, and gestures can say more than what we actually speak. Today we're diving into how to read and use these silent signals to connect better in English-speaking environments.
That's right. We'll explore why nonverbal matters, decode common gestures, look at facial cues and eye contact, talk about body language in different settings, and share tips to master your own silent signals. We'll keep it simple, fun, and packed with real-life examples and personal stories so you can start using these tips right away.
Let's make this episode a game changer for your English skills. We'll even include some practice phrases and challenges. Ready to uncover the unseen language of English, Rose?
I'm all in, Johnny. Let's help our listeners become pros at reading and sending those silent signals. Grab a notebook, get comfy, and let's get started. Okay, Johnny, let's start with why nonverbal communication is such a big deal. I mean, we focus so much on words and grammar, but what about the stuff we don't say?
Great question, Rose. Nonverbal communication is the unseen language that speaks volumes without a single word. It includes things like gestures, facial expressions, posture, and even how close we stand to someone. These silent signals can make up a huge part of what we understand in a conversation.
I've experienced that. Once I was in a meeting with my boss, and he said, "That's fine," but his arms were crossed and he wasn't smiling. I knew something was wrong even though the words sounded okay. It turned out he wasn't happy with my idea. That awkward moment taught me how much body language matters.
Oh, Rose, that's a classic example. I had a similar thing happen when I was traveling in the US. I asked a stranger for directions and they said, "Sure, go left," but they rolled their eyes and looked away. I felt like they were annoyed, even though the words were helpful. It made the interaction feel off.
So true. So how much of communication is actually nonverbal? I've heard some stats, but let's break it down.
There's a famous study by Albert Mehrabian called the 738-55 rule. It suggests that in emotional communication, words make up only 7%, tone of voice 38%, and body language 55%. But here's a nuance. It's not for all conversations, just when we're sharing feelings or attitudes. Still, it shows how important nonverbal cues are in English-speaking settings.
That's interesting. So it's not always 55% body language, but in situations like expressing emotions, it's huge. Why is understanding these signals crucial for English learners?
Because words alone aren't enough to truly connect. In English-speaking cultures, nonverbal cues help avoid misunderstandings, build trust, and show confidence. For example, if you're in a job interview and you slouch, it might send a signal that you're not interested, even if your words are perfect.
Exactly. And in social settings like a party, a smile and open posture can make you seem friendly without saying a word. I remember at a networking event, I was nervous and kept my arms crossed. No one approached me until I opened up my posture and smiled. Then people started chatting.
That's a great personal story, Rose. Nonverbal matters because it helps you read others and express yourself better. Today, we'll decode these cues so you can use them in your daily English interactions. Let's start with common gestures.
All right, Johnny, let's decode some common gestures in English. These are the hand and head movements that say a lot without words. What's a good place to start?
Let's begin with head movements, Rose. A simple nod, moving your head up and down, usually means yes or agreement. But a slow nod can show you're listening and understanding. Like in a conversation when someone says, "I had a tough day," and you nod to say, I get it.
I use nods all the time. But what about shaking your head side to side? That's no, right?
Yes, it means disagreement or no. But in some contexts, a light shake can mean casual acknowledgement, like, I can't believe it in surprise. But be careful though. In some cultures, head shakes mean the opposite. So in English-speaking places like the US or UK, stick to the standard meanings to avoid confusion.
That's a good tip. I once shook my head meaning no in a meeting, but my colleague thought I was surprised. It led to a funny mix-up, but now I'm more careful. What about hand gestures?
Hand gestures are powerful. The OK sign, making a circle with your thumb and index finger, means everything is fine in most English-speaking countries. But in some places, like Brazil, it has a different meaning, so know your audience.
Oh, I've used the OK sign a lot. Another one is thumbs up, right? It means good job or I approve.
Exactly. Thumbs up is positive and encouraging. I remember giving a presentation and seeing my boss give me a thumbs up. It boosted my confidence instantly. But pointing with your finger can be rude if it's too direct. In English cultures, it's better to use an open hand to point at things.
That's important. I pointed at someone in a group chat once and it felt too aggressive. Now I use an open palm. What about personal space?
Personal space, or proxemics, is key. In English-speaking countries like the US, people like about an arm's length of space, around 18 inches to 4 feet. Getting too close can make someone uncomfortable, like they're invading your bubble. In the UK, it might be a bit more.
I learned that the hard way. When I first moved to the US, I stood too close to a friend during a chat, and they stepped back. I thought I smelled bad, but it was just the space norm. Now I respect the bubble to make people feel comfortable.
That's a funny story, Rose. Understanding these gestures helps you connect better and avoid awkward moments. Let's practice one. Repeat after me. Thumbs up means good job.
Thumbs up means good job. Easy. Listeners, try giving a thumbs up in the mirror and say, great work. It feels positive. Okay, let's move to facial cues and eye contact. Johnny, facial cues and eye contact are like windows to what people really feel. How do we read them in English conversations?
You're right, Rose. They reveal emotions words might hide. Let's start with micro-expressions. These are quick facial changes, like a flash of surprise or skepticism. For example, raised eyebrows can show surprise, like when someone says, I won the lottery, and your brows go up.
I've seen that. What about skepticism? Like when someone tells a story that sounds too good to be true.
A furrowed brow or a slight frown can mean doubt. I remember telling a friend about a crazy adventure, and his furrowed brow showed he wasn't buying it. It helped me explain more to convince him.
That's useful. Now, eye contact. How much is too much or too little?
In English-speaking cultures, steady eye contact shows confidence and honesty. Aim for 3 to 5 seconds at a time, then look away briefly. Too much can feel intense, like staring. Too little can seem dishonest or shy. In a job interview, good eye contact says, I'm reliable.
I struggled with that at first. In my culture, avoiding eye contact shows respect. But in the US, it made me seem nervous. Now I practice holding eye contact while saying, nice to meet you, and it feels natural.
That's a great personal tip, Rose. Combining facial cues and eye contact can signal interest or boredom. For example, smiling with eye contact shows genuine engagement. Looking away with a neutral face might mean boredom.
So if someone's eyes light up and they smile, they're interested. If they frown and look away, maybe they're uncomfortable. Let's practice a phrase with a facial cue in mind. Repeat after me. I'm interested in that idea. Imagine smiling and making eye contact.
I'm interested in that idea. Feels engaging.
Listeners, try that in front of a mirror. Smile and hold eye contact for 3 seconds. It builds confidence. Okay, let's talk about body language in different settings. Johnny, body language changes depending on the setting. How does it work in professional versus social situations?
Absolutely, Rose. In professional settings, like meetings or interviews, Power postures matter. Standing tall with open shoulders shows confidence. Slouching can make you seem uninterested. I once slouched in an interview and didn't get the job. Lesson learned.
Ouch. What about open stances, like uncrossed arms?
Open stances with arms at your sides make you seem approachable. Crossed arms can look defensive. In a business meeting, open posture says, I'm ready to listen and share ideas.
I've noticed that. At a networking event, I kept my arms open and people approached me more. What about mirroring?
Mirroring is subtle, copying someone's posture or gestures to build rapport. If they lean forward, you do too. It happens naturally when you're comfortable. I mirrored a client's relaxed pose once and we built trust quickly.
That's cool. Context is key, right? In a job interview, strong posture shows professionalism. At a casual meetup with friends, relaxed posture is fine.
Yes, in social settings, like a party, leaning in shows interest. But in professional ones, keep space to respect boundaries. I learned this at a UK party. Leaning too close made someone step back.
Personal story. At a friend's gathering, I mirrored their excited gestures and we connected instantly. But in a formal dinner, I kept upright posture to seem polite. Let's practice an open stance phrase. Repeat after me. I'm open to your ideas. Imagine uncrossing your arms.
I'm open to your ideas. Feels welcoming.
Listeners, stand up, open your posture, and say that phrase. It changes how you feel. Okay, let's talk about mastering your silent signals. Johnny, we've learned to read nonverbal cues. Now, how do we master our own? I want to send the right signals.
It starts with conscious practice. Observe people in English videos or real life. Notice their gestures and try copying them. For example, watch a TED Talk and mimic the speaker's confident posture.
That's a great idea. I practiced smiling more after watching friendly YouTubers, and it made my conversations warmer.
People watching is fun too. Sit in a cafe and note how people use eye contact or nods. Then practice in a mirror. Say, "Hi, nice to meet you," with a smile and nod.
I do that. Recording myself helped too. I saw I was crossing my arms too much, so I fixed it. Now I ask friends for feedback. How did my body language seem?
Feedback is gold. Ask a trusted English-speaking friend, did my gestures match my words? I did this with a colleague, and they said my eye contact made me seem honest. It boosted my confidence.
Mastering nonverbals isn't just understanding others. It's expressing yourself better. In English cultures, good cues build stronger connections, like in friendships or work.
Exactly. Hone these skills and you'll avoid misunderstandings and persuade easier. I used open posture in a presentation once, and the audience engaged more.
Let's practice a feedback phrase. Repeat after me. How did my body language seem?
How did my body language seem? Helpful.
Listeners, record a short chat and review your cues, or ask a friend for feedback. It's the ultimate way to improve.
One more tip. Adapt to cultures. In the US, more eye contact shows confidence. In some Asian cultures, less is respectful. Practice what fits your situation.
These tips are life changers. Let's wrap up with how nonverbals give you an edge.
Understanding silent signals isn't about rules. It's about connecting deeply. Use them and your English will shine beyond words.
Wow, Johnny, what an eye-opening episode. From gestures to body language, our listeners are ready to master the silent signals of English and connect like pros.
Absolutely. If you love this, subscribe to Everyday English with Johnny on YouTube. Hit the bell icon for new episodes every week packed with practical English tips.
We want to hear from you. Comment below. What's one nonverbal cue you noticed today? Or share a funny story about misreading body language. We'll reply and love your stories.
Check out our other videos on Everyday English with Johnny for more on conversations, vocabulary, and real-life English skills.
Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Everyday English with Johnny for daily challenges, quick tips, and a community to practice with.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Keep observing those silent signals, stay confident, and let your body language speak volumes. See you next time.
Bye for now. Go connect with the world through your silent signals.